Good morning, children. Welcome back to English class. I hope you have gone through the lesson that we had learned the other day. Let me ask a question. Okay, where are Portia and Nerissa? Where are they? Portia and Nerissa are in a hole in Portia's house in Belmont. And what are they discussing about? Can you tell me what are they discussing about? So they both are discussing about the suitors who have to try their luck. So first suitor was, okay, we have learned that is the Neapolitan prince. Okay, the princely suitors have come there, and the first one was the Neapolitan prince, that is the prince from Naples. And what does Portia tell about this prince? What does Portia tell about this prince? Okay, uh, she tells that he is like a colt and he does nothing but talk of his horse, and he makes it a great part of his own qualification that he can shoe his own horse. And Portia makes fun of him and says that uh, his mother might have had a love affair with the blacksmith. This is where we have stopped. Okay, and this is the first suitor, that is the Prince of Naples was the first suitor. You can put number 1 there, okay, so that you will know. Okay, the first suitor is a Neapolitan prince, that is Prince of Naples. And okay, now Nerissa will tell the name of the second one, and Portia will tell his characteristics. Okay, so page number 16, in the middle of the page, see that Nerissa. Then there is County Palatine. Okay, so the next person, the next suitor was the County Palatine. So county, that means here count. Okay, count means a nobleman of high rank. A nobleman of high rank is called a count. Okay, so this Palatinate, that is a district on the west bank of the river Rhine. Okay, river Rhine. I hope you might have heard about this river Rhine. Okay, so this Palatinate is on the west bank of the river Rhine. Okay, so he comes from that place, the county Palatine. Okay, so what does Portia tell about this prince, Count? Okay, Count Palatine. What does she tell? He doth nothing but frown, as who should say, if you will not have me choose. He hears merry tales and smiles not. Okay, so he always frowns. That means, frowning. That means not happy. Not that person doesn't seem to be happy. Always frowning. Seems to be annoyed always. That's what he always frowns. And who should say, if you will not have me choose? Okay, so he says, if you don't choose me, I don't care. That's what. Okay, and he hears merry tales and smiles not. So even if he hears a merry tells story, he doesn't smile. I fear he will prove the weeping philosopher when he grows old, being so full of unmannerly sadness in his youth. So Portia finds this person as a weep or weeping philosopher, or when he grows old he will become a weeping philosopher, because he is always um, he always frowns, and he does not look pleasant or happy. So she says that she fears that when he grows old he will become, or he will be a weeping philosopher. Uh, a Greek philosopher by name Heraclitus of Ephesus, he was called the weeping philosopher. Okay, so Portia fears that this prince will be like a weeping philosopher, because he doesn't smile. He always frowns. I had rather be married to a death's head with a bone in his mouth than to either of these. God, defend me from these two. So these two, the first one, that is the Neapolitan prince, and the second one, that is the Count Palatine. Okay, so she says that it is better to marry a death's head. So you might have seen, okay, the death's head, that um, wherever there is like a danger, when it shows, okay, danger there, you can see the death's head with the skull in its mouth. So she says that it's better to get married to a death's head with a bone in his mouth than to get married to either of these two. God, defend me from these two. So she prays God to protect her from these two suitors. Nerissa, how say you by the French Lord Monsieur Libon? Okay, now the third one. Put number 3 here. So the second one is Count Palatine, and the third one. So put number 3 there. Okay. So the French Lord Monsieur Libon. Monsieur, N is silent there. Monsieur Libon. So Nerissa tells the name of the next suitor, and Portia now tells his characteristics. God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but he, why? He had a horse better than the Neapolitans, a better bad habit of frowning than the Count Palatine. He is every man in no man. Okay, see, these are the characteristics of French Lord Monsieur Libon. So Portia tells that God created him as a man, so let him consider him as a man. This is what Portia's opinion about French Lord Monsieur Libon. God had made him as a man, so we'll call him a man. It certainly, I know it is a sin to be a mocker. So she says that, see, it is a sin to make fun of others, is it? It's so we should not make fun of people. We know in our society now there are like male, female, transgender. Okay, so it's not their fault that they are born like that. So we should not mock them. So Portia also here tells that it is a sin to be a mocker. She knows that, but she can't help that. That's why she says, oh, but he, why? He had a horse better than the Neapolitans. So he also has a horse better than the Neapolitan, a better bad habit of frowning than the Count Palatine. Now, so he also has the habit of frowning than the Count Palatine, and he's every man in no man. So what did you understand from that? He is every man in no man. That means he has the characteristics of many men, and he does not have a personality of his own. Okay, this is what she tells. He is every man in no man. He is every man in no man. That means he is not a man at all. That's what she tells first. And then he has got everybody's characteristics and no personality of his own. Okay. And the next part, if a throstle sing, he falls straight a capering. He will fence with his own shadow. If I should marry him, I should marry 20 husbands. If he would despise me, I would forgive him. For if he love me to madness, I shall never requite him. Okay, so again she goes on telling about this French Lord Monsieur Le Bon. She tells that if a throstle sings, that is, throstle means a bird, a small bird, okay, that is thrush. Okay, you might have heard this name, thrush. So if a thrush sings, what does he do? He falls straight a capering. He will leap about, jump about, hearing this song of the thrush. He will fence with his own shadow. And then what does he do? He just takes a sword, or he would draw a sword against his own shadow. Okay, so maybe she wants to tell us that he is so foolish that he draws his sword against his own shadow. If he would despise me, I would forgive him. So excuse me, she says that if he hates her, if this particular suitor hates Portia, she would forgive him. For if he love me to madness, then if he love, that means if French Lord Le Bon, okay, Monsieur Le Bon loves her, then I shall never requite him. That means she says that she will never return his love. That means she is not in a condition to uh, reciprocate his love. That means he or she will not return his love. Okay, so this is what she tells about French Lord Monsieur Le Bon. I hope you understood. Okay, so that is the third suitor. So I hope you put the number 3 there. Okay, now Nerissa tells about the next suitor, that is fourth one. Put number 4 there, Falconbridge. What is his name? What say you then to Falconbridge, the young Baron of England? Okay, so Nerissa now asks, okay, what do you say about the young prince or the young baron who came from England? Okay, baron, again, in Britain, the lord or noble, a noble man of a little lower rank. Okay, so he's called a baron. Baron, lady, baroness, count, countess. Okay, like that. So the baron who came from England. Okay, so Nerissa asked Portia about her opinion about the young baron from England. Portia, you know, I said nothing to him, for he understands not me, nor I him. He hath neither Latin, French, nor Italian. And you will come into the court and swear that I have a poor penny worth in the English. So Portia says that, you know, I say nothing to him. See, Portia did not say anything to him. You know what is the reason? Because for he understands not me, because he never understands Portia. What Portia says. You know the reason why the Baron does not understand what Portia tells. This is because, or nor I him. So Portia does not understand what the Baron says, and the Baron does not understand what Portia says. What is the reason? The reason is here. He had neither Latin, French, nor Italian. So he does not know, or he does not understand Latin, French, nor Italian. Okay, these are the European languages. So he is, uh, or he does not have any knowledge in Latin, French, and Italian. And you will come into the court and swear that I have a poor penny worth in the English. And what about Portia? What is Portia's condition? She does not have any knowledge in English. That's why Portia said he does not understand what Portia says, and Portia does not understand what he says. He is a proper man's picture, but she admits that he is a handsome man. Okay, he is a good man in appearance, or he's a handsome young man. But alas, who can converse with a dumb show? But after all, who can converse with a dumb show? Okay, what do you mean by dumb? You know that dumb, deaf, and dumb. Deaf, a person who does not hear or is not able to hear, and dumb means a person who is not able to speak. So she says that how can a person converse with the dumb show? So how do the dumb and deaf people converse? Okay, you might have seen with signs, showing the signs with hands. Okay, and have you noticed the news for the hearing impact? Okay, the news will be read and there will be a person who will be showing the signs with the hands and the fingers. Have you seen? Have you noticed? Okay, so she tells that nobody can converse with the sign, or not nobody, she can't converse with signs. How oddly he is suited. And then she tells about his way of dressing. Okay, how strangely, oddly here means strangely. How oddly he is suited. I think he bought his doublet in Italy. Okay, so she tells in detail about his dress. Okay, so she tells that he might have bought his doublet in Italy. He might have bought his jacket from Italy and his round horse from in France. And he might have bought his trousers from France. Okay. And then his bonnet in Germany, his cap from Germany. See, one part like jacket from Italy, trousers from France, and cap from Germany. And his behavior is everywhere. Okay, and so this is what Portia tells about the Baron of England and his manners. Okay, the behavior and manners, like it shows everywhere. Okay, so Shakespeare here makes fun of the young people who are after fashion. Okay, the young men at that time. Okay, young men of Elizabethan England. Okay, who were after fashion and they just follow, okay, different fashions or go after the continental fashions. Okay, that's why Shakespeare has made fun of the Englishman here, that he dressed oddly. That means, okay, jacket from Italy, trousers from France, and his cap from Germany. and his behavior does not show that he is from a particular place but everywhere. Okay, then Nerissa, what think you of the Scottish lord, his neighbor? Okay, now Nerissa asked about his neighbor, Scottish lord. England, Scotland, Ireland, they are all neighbors. So now Nerissa asked about the Scottish lord. That means the lord, okay, the nobleman or the lord who came from Scotland. The Scottish lord, his neighbor of the Englishman. And what does Portia say? That he hath a neighborly charity in him, for he borrowed a box of ear of the Englishman, and swore he would pay him again when he was able. I think the Frenchman became his surety and sealed under for another. Okay, so see what Portia tells. See, Portia tells that, okay, the Scottish lord have a neighborly love. Okay, so he seems to love his neighbor, that is, love his neighbor, the Englishman, because he borrowed a box of ear of the Englishman. That means the Englishman had given a blow on his face. Okay, the Englishman had given a blow on his face, but what did the Scottish man do? He did not give him back. Okay, and swore he would pay him again when he was able. That means he was not, or he did not slap him in return, but he swore. That means swear past tense swore. He swore that he will give him when he is able, maybe another time. I think the Frenchman became the surety. So, so, uh, and sealed under for another. So, Shakespeare, through Portia, makes fun of this Scottish people and the French people. Okay, French. I think, or she says that the Frenchman stood security for the for this Scottish man taking a similar blow. Okay, so the audience is the English people. Okay, so in order to make the audience laugh, okay, he says that the Scot or he makes fun of the Scottish man and the French man. Okay, so he says that both are deficient in courage. Okay, they are not courageous enough to give a blow to the Englishman. I hope you understood. Okay, so his people are the English people, the audience. So when they hear this, they will laugh, or they'll be very amused to hear this. That's why he makes fun of the Scottish man and the Frenchman. So, according to Portia or according to Shakespeare, what he says is that the Frenchman and the Scottish man are not courageous enough to give a blow back to the Englishman. Nerissa, how like you, the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew? So the next suitor, okay, so put number Duke of Saxony's nephew, that is number 6. Okay, number 6, put number 6 there. So we come across 6 suitors here. So the 6th suitor was the Duke of Saxony's nephew. That means the Duke of Saxony's nephew of the Duke. Okay, so what does Portia say about this Duke's nephew? Okay, what does he or what does Portia say about him? Okay, very wily in the morning. Okay, very wily in the morning. That is very bad. He's in a very bad manner in the morning, very badly in the morning. When he is sober, when he is serious, and most wily in the afternoon, and that is worse in the afternoon. When he is drunk, when he is best. Okay, and then when he is drunk, so he is very worse when he is drunk. The most wily in the afternoon when he is drunk. So in the afternoon and in the morning he is sober, serious. Okay, but in the afternoon he is drunk and worse than the morning. And when he is best, he is a little worse than a man. Okay, so when he is worst, is little worse than a man. So when he is best, that means in his best. Okay, when he is at his best, he is a miserable man. He is worse than a man. That means he is miserable. And when he is worst, he is little better than a beast. That means he is like a beast. Little means, now here it means the negative meaning, little. Okay, he's little better than, no better than an animal. So he behaves like an animal. When he is worst, he behaves or he is like a beast. And the worst fall that ever fell, I hope shall make a shift to go without him. So she says that sometimes the worst will happen, is it? We may think that, oh, that should not happen, but that may happen. Sometimes if the worst may happen, let oh, okay, what happens then? She says that she will not accept him. Okay, if the worst happens, that means the she hates this person, and if he chooses the right casket, she should refuse him. Okay, she will not accept him. That's what Narissa. If you should offer to choose and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will. If you refuse to accept him, so Narissa immediately replies that, okay, that means if he should offer to choose and choose the right casket, okay, madam, if he chooses the right casket, what are you going to do? Narissa asks, what uh, Portia will do if this person chooses the right casket. You should refuse to perform your father's will. Are you going to refuse your father's will? So Narissa asks Portia whether she is going to refuse her father's will. That means if she is not accepting him, means if she refused to accept the nephew of Duke Saxony, that means she is going to refuse her father's will. Okay, so I'll stop here. We'll take the next part in the next class. Okay, children, please read. Okay, now, what is her father's will? Do you remember? Okay, Portia's father has devised the lottery of caskets. Okay, I'm telling again. And according to this, a suitor has to choose from amongst the three caskets, namely gold, silver, and lead. And if the suitor chooses the right casket, he can marry Portia, or he will be able to marry Portia. Okay, and If the suitor chooses the wrong casket, immediately he has to depart from Belmont. Another condition is also there. If he chooses the wrong casket, he cannot marry any other woman. So these are the conditions laid down in the lottery of casket. I hope you understood what is the lottery of casket. According to the lottery of casket, okay, the suitor who chooses the right casket from the gold, silver, and lead can marry Portia. Okay, if he chooses the wrong casket, he should depart from Belmont immediately, and he has no right, or he will not be able to marry any other woman. Okay, these are some of the three conditions that lay down in the lottery of casket. Okay, so read the textbook thoroughly. I will ask you the question. Okay, you should know the names of the 6 suitors. Okay, please write in a rough book the names of the 6 suitors and what are the characteristics, okay, that were told by Portia. Okay, so that you will remember. Okay, children, we'll see you, okay, in the next class.